Hello everybody, it is Thursday and it's a day where we got to go over preparations for next week. It is going to be Season 9 of Battlegrounds. So let's look over the meta, some decent champion options, and as well what the community are putting together on their team in preparation. First of all, as you know, Season 9 is all about the alliance-based participation and also solo as well. Hitting up a 400,000 mark of points will mean that you'll be able to pick up a nice amount of things, and this is because we're not doing a new Alliance War season, and because we're not doing that, it means that a lot of the rewards are then thrusted into different areas. So yes, you will need to be in an alliance, especially an alliance that is looking to get the full inroads of the points that you require to get some of the stuff, which, hey, thumbs up, you might want to do that. So yeah, good luck to you, whatever you're doing this particular season. But what we're going to be doing in this video is preparing you for the inevitable season and also getting out of victory track. That's the main thing that a lot of us want to achieve, like what is on screen right now. So getting out of victory track should be relatively straightforward, he says with bated breath, but we have got 3 buffs. Well, 2 buffs technically, and one that's kind of helpful and forces relics as a narrative. But first of all, buff toggle unstoppable. Every 9 seconds, the defender gains an unstoppable buff for 3 seconds. Buff 2, return policy. Whenever any of the defender's buffs are nullified, they gain 60% of a bar of power. Armor break debuffs nullify armor up buffs. So that's kind of nice. It's not necessarily, great for this situation, but can be relatively helpful depending on how you want to seep into the narrative. Because look, in a nutshell, the enemy champion, so the defender, is going to get the unstoppable buff every 9 seconds. Whenever any of the defender's buffs are nullified, so when that unstoppable is nullified, because let's face it, you're either going to hold off, or you're going to continue to be aggressive, or have it pre-suppressed. They will gain 60% of a bar of power. So if you've got the likes of Dr. Doom, you've put a stagger on, and the enemy champion is then going to get that unstoppable. It is going to be nullified based on that, in theory, from that stagger, and then it's going to mean that the enemy gets 60% of a bar of power. But also, armor break debuffs nullify armor up buffs, which is kind of handy because if you're looking to go up against champions that are fielded on this one, then it can be quite helpful. But to be honest, this is all about the extent of narrative of enemy gets unstoppable, unstoppable gets nullified, nullified unstoppable gets power. That's kind of it in a nutshell. Now, I have no doubt that enemy champions are going to be frustrating. Even more so, the typical list, it's the usual. Like every single season, you're going to see them. Your Atumas, your Molemans, Cravens, more Craven than Moleman, your Nick Furies, your Penny Parkers, your Gallants, your Apocs, your infamous Iron Man, Nimrods, your Mojos, your Gauls, your Terexes. The list goes on of the usual suspects. Your Absorbing Mans, your Spidey Supremes. The list goes on of champions that are the usual suspects that are put on the fence and kind of ramp up around that very kind of tricky and annoying and difficult node. I would say something to watch out about is Kabam changing something, which is to kind of stop a not bad habit, but a kind of like strategy. So we've noticed a large trend of time being the defining factor in winning in top tier games, and as a result, defenders that extend the fight being consistently picked. We don't want to shift things too much, but still want time to be a source of points, but what the main focus to be winning the fight to the best possible condition. So the duration of points, max duration points you can get, is now reduced down to 10,000 over the 15,000 it was before. So this just kind of like changes the way that you may think about putting in certain defenders and playing around going, this is a good option here because it prolongs the fight. So it's just a case of like, well, that might not gather the best points. It's like the condition, basically, the best play, how best you play. But at the same time, you've got to work around the strategy of the nodes. Now, of course, champions and strategies are going to be key as to how you decide to take on certain situations. A lot of people from the community feedback, and I did a community tab on this one, were citing a lot of either slow debuff orientated champions to deal with the unstoppable, but at the same time you can use others. Anything that suppress a Unstoppable can work. You know, some of the ones that we can just see on screen or kind of deal with a certain way don't have to be Mystic Champions. And Mystic Champions are key, by the way, but you've got the likes of Mr. Fantastic with SP1 and Stagger. You also have the likes of Anti-Venom, wherever he is on my roster. There he is, Anti-Venom. Anti-Venom as well with a heavy attack. It's got a Stagger on him. You've got Titania with a heavy attack, who is a champion that I think I started ranking up. Yeah, I was just waiting around for a level up event to come around again before kind of thinking about leveling up, which actually ties in well for next week and preparing for Battlegrounds. I'm so glad I finally got Titania. She-Hulk as well, which I do have a 5-star version. I thought I had a 6-star version. Maybe I don't with that one, but yeah, it is what it is. And also thinking about taking up other champions to deal with it. As we said, Captain America Infinity War works relatively well, and that will probably be a shout for me to be brought up, especially to deal with that Unstoppable and the rotating around that. But of course, with all of this, Mystics are going to be key. Suppressing that Unstoppable is going to be very important, depending on which champion you're looking to do this. But you do have to bear in mind that if you are suppressing the Unstoppable, nullifying it, fate sealing it, whatever you're doing to stop that particular buff popping up, which, you know, it's going to be nullified, it means that power is going to be generated. So you have to be very careful about what champion is your enemy. And that's why you may be looking at it and going like, okay, well, is this a job for the likes of Doctor Doom, Black Widow, Clairvoyant, 2 champions that are able to power control and are mystic, but as well that are the champions that are able to suppress, whether or not you're looking at Juggernaut, Symbiote Supreme, to name but a few, and so many more. You got Magic as well, being able to power control, but again, that's down to personal preferences to like who you use at what particular level you use. But yeah, it doesn't stop there. You could also consider options like Silver Centurion, who I've referred to as Silver Centurio. He is not a breakfast cereal. Spider-Man stealth suit, as long as you do the pre-fight and end the 4th hit on a light attack, you should be able to get your slow to deal with the Unstoppable. Red Guardian with the SP1, Spider-Gwen with a heavy attack, got Toad, Quicksilver, Storm Pyramid X, Dragon Man, again to name but a few. I'm sure there are more for this one. And this is where interesting with the tech line goes, because the tech line, as well as many others, not just tech, you know, because you've got Hawkeye as a kind of a skill-based option, can power control. Because at the end of the day, look, if you are going to suppress, or it's likely that for whatever reason, the twist in the tail can be seen with the nodes. Because Battlegrounds has a second part to the meta, whenever any of the defenders' buffs are nullified, they gain 60% of a bar of power. Armor break debuffs nullify armor up buffs. So you could field some armor up based champions in order to be really annoying. I'm not saying that's a good example, or, you know, you just do not know. But if you field the likes of How the Duck, Cat Wilson, Civil Warrior, Omega Sentinel, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Guardian, Gear T299, Super Skrull, Infamous Iron Man, Nimrod, Baron Zemo, Colossus, Ultron, Viv Vision, Warlock, and War Machine, they all retain armor buffs. So if they're suppressed, either by armor break, or they're done by Stagger or a nullify based mystic champion, then that is going to mean that they're going to get powered up. So these are champions that will likely get powered up, which could be very frustrating. Well, not Guillotine 2099, which can be frustrating, by the way, but more so with other ones. You know, Iron Man, Infamous, Viv Vision. There's a few others like defending option. Cat Wilson's kind of annoying as well. Omega Sentinel, very annoying. Very pulls in a lot of kills. Any case, like that's going to be a thing as well. I like how things play out with it. We're just going to quickly end by having a look at some suggestions from you, the players, the community. So I put the community tab post up, and yet, like a lot of people, She-Hulk makes sense. Slow debuff. Shang-Chi, I've got a rank 4 mine. I've got mine at rank 3. Spider-Gwen, again, makes sense with that one. Tiger all the way, again, makes sense because, again, we're suppressing buffs. It's neutralize. I'm using the same defender. Good, but we don't know what it is. It's a mystery. Gore is going to make every fight hell. Maybe. Black Widow, Clairvoyant. Definitely. Well, that's going to be for that. Mystics are going to struggle with power gain. Yeah, okay. Valkyrie. A lot of people using Valkyrie. Doesn't Valkyrie need Awakening to bypass Unstoppable? I'll see Valkyrie automatic ban. Zemo, Shang-Chi, Quicksilver, Juggernaut, Sorcerer Supreme. Nice. Good to see those. She-Hulk and that brand new 7-star. Those people are saying the same thing. Valk and Shang-Chi easy. Yeah, everyone using Shang-Chi. That's it. That could be the champion that a lot of people use. Interesting. very, very fun as well. In any case, what are you fielding on your team? Is it one of the ones mentioned? Is it something different? Put it in the comment section down below. Check out the spreadsheet. Thank you very much for watching. Check out some other content located on screen and have a lovely day. Don't have a good day. Have a great day. That sounded weird, but yeah, have a good day.